Hi, I'm Maciej from TrueNAS talking about data loss prevention. Today, file browser on TrueNAS. If you have some files, backups or documents which you want to easily and quite simple share with someone or allow someone to upload files to your TrueNAS in a very good and clear way, I think the file browser is a good solution for you. I will show how to do it, but first, sponsored part. If you need our support in designing, implementing or maintaining infrastructure related to virtualization, remote access or TrueNAS storage, feel free to contact us. If you don't need our support but you like what we do, like and subscribe, you know the drill. Thanks, and now let's get back to the technical details. Let's start to configure our file browser. So we should start with the creation dataset to keep configuration. Let's name it file browser. We need to create it and we need to change permission because by default it will be owned by root. We need to change that. If we will not change it, application will not be allowed to write the data there. We need to definitely change that. Let's do that. And let's use default user for application. Yep. Match that to be sure that the privileges will be changed. Let's do the save, and now we can see that we have proper ownership. Now let's go to the application. Let's try to find it. File browser. We can see it. It's here. So let's click it. A lot of information about file browser. Let's install it. We can start with the name. Name it's quite proper, but please remember that you will not be able to change that. If you have two applications like that, you need to add something or change it because it's not allowed to have two applications with the same name. Version, we need to leave it for now. And next, file browser configuration. Let's do that. User interface, user ID. It's the ID with which it will be fired application. It's important because application will be run with this ID, and if it could be a problem with access to the files, because if we will start application with this ID and, for example, some files, some data will be right in other IDs and our application will not be allowed to touch it, to see it on, or to write somewhere. That's why it's important. Maybe it will be necessary to start this application with different ID to allow them to access to the files. But in the base configuration, we will leave it like that. Network configuration, yeah, we will leave it like that. It will be attached to the host. Port number. Please remember that it's not allowed to have different application on this port, so you need to be sure that there is no application on that port. If it will be something, it will just not start. We can assign a particular IP or leave it without particular IP, and then on every IP on TrueNAS it will be exposed on that port. What more? We will use default TrueNAS certificate. What's then? Storage configuration. We have created the dataset. That dataset will be used to keep configuration of our file browser. So, host path. We need to find it, and yeah, it's here. We need to match it, and good. So what next? Now file browser will be allowed to start, but file browser make no sense without the place where we can keep data. So we need to add additional additional dataset to keep data. Please remember that it will not work like that to expose every data which you have on TrueNAS. That application will have access only to dataset which we point here. So let's add one of dataset. We can match read only, for example. It depends on what you want to expose. Maybe you will need to send the link to allow someone to upload something to your TrueNAS. That makes sense in that case. But if there is something, let's say backups or your files, which you just want to share, it would be better to match read only. But it depends on your on what you want to do. Mount path. This is a place where it will be mounted in file browser container. So let's do the name image, okay, and we need to show the dataset. So this is the moment when I'm allow web file browser to see one of my dataset. It's exactly that place. We can add more of them. It is possible to add a lot of dataset. For this moment, that's it. We will leave 2 CPU and 4 gigabytes of RAM and just clicking install. Okay, it's deployed, it's running. So we need to get access to our file browser. We will need a password because it's generated every time when it's deployed. So what we can do, we need to go to the logs and just get this password. But please remember that it is the only place where you can see the password. For example, if we will do something like that, for example, restart or stop or reboot the TrueNAS or whatever. If we will go here once again, we will not be able to see that password. So it will take a moment, but we will not see it on the next reboot. On the next restart, what we can do? We have two options. We can delete application and install it once again. It's not the best solution. We can see we don't see it. we can see that we don't see it. More smooth solution. Let's say we can stop it. We can go to our dataset. Like I mentioned, we have a configuration here. We can just delete it. Please remember, if we delete it, we would delete all configuration created inside file browser. So it's not the best solution, definitely. It's just the trick to allow you to restart administration password. So once again, start. And in logs, we should see password. You can see that it's a different password every time on every deployment. So yeah, you please remember that you need to be aware of that. Let's go to the application, file browser, web GUI, and here it is. Admin, password, and voila. Don't remember that password. We can see image, like I mentioned. We can see everything what was in that dataset. How the graphic user interface looks like. What we can do, if we will have that access, we can just go somewhere and download something, or for example, we can send the link. Let's say it will expire after 3 days. You can add password or no. Don't care in that test solution. We can copy the link and see how it will be look like. Let's open the private mode, and voila. So we can share that link to everyone, to, of course, people which we want to send. We can add the password and someone can have access to our files if we just want it. Okay, close it. What next? What we can do more? We can edit the name, we can copy between the places in our file browser, we can delete it, we can download whole folder. It's cool because to just don't download whole folder, he will zip it and allow you to download all what is inside. You can directly upload something, of course, if it is allowed. What more interesting? For example, we can generate MD5, for example, or SHA. That's interesting. It's a cool feature in my opinion. Okay, but if there is a moment where we have that application and it's not the best, let's say, approach to share someone the admin account. So let's add account. Admin, user, management. We will add a user. Let's user 1. It's cool. Password the same as a root, as admin. Scope is the, let's say, home directory for that user. We can allow it to, if we will leave it like that, he will by default see all mounted volumes. We shouldn't allow that by default. Maybe it's in your situation it's okay, but by default it's not the best approach. So let's allow that particular user login in that particular folder. Let's create that. Okay, user is created. So what we can do? We will open once again private mode and try to log in as a fresh created user. User 1. Yeah, and we can see that my files. As a root, as an admin, we can see image, and inside the image we have something. As the user, we just go strict to that folder. It's good solution. That's exactly what we want. That's how it should looks like. So we can add additional user and assign them to particular place. It's exactly what we want. But cool feature is that we are able to share NFS shares or NFS or Samba. So I will show how it looks like. We need to add additional place inside application configuration. Let's do that. Let's go and add additional storage. By default, we have only that with the configuration and the second one with the image. Let's add additional. We can match Samba. Let's do like that. Read only no. Mount point. Let's mount it as a SMB. We need to add server details. In that case, it's the same server, but we will reach it via Samba. Data set 1, username user 1, okay. Password, no domain. So let's click update. No, we don't want to update the password. In this moment, he will restart application and mount there our Samba. Okay, we can see that it's deployed. Let's go back to our file browser. and we can see that it's mounted. We have it here. So we can add as much dataset, as much data sources as we want, and for example, assign particular data source to particular user. So it's a cool feature because, for example, we can share our Samba solution or our NFS data via a web browser. It's quite cool solution in my opinion. It could be worth to use it. That's it for now. Thank you. Thanks for staying till the end. Remember, if you need our support in designing, implementing or maintaining infrastructure related to virtualization, remote access or TrueNAS storage, feel free to contact us. If you don't need our support but you like what we do, like and subscribe, you know the drill. Meanwhile, we invite you to watch other materials or maybe see you later. Thanks. Bye.